You know, we've kind of been rushing through corrections, but I want to make today count. Let's have a good time. Let's enjoy this time together before summer hiatus. Because, you know, how many summers do we get? I read a letter from Ulysses S. Grant in a Southern accent. Ulysses S. Grant, I was told, was famously from the North. Either that or the greatest sleeper agent who ever went unactivated. We had Grant the whole time? They did recently unearth a phonograph, a rare phonograph, early phonograph recording of Grant that proves he has a Northern accent. And I know what you're thinking. This isn't some elaborate setup to a bit. This is history. Would it kill us to learn something about history? That's why we do corrections. To learn, to get a little bit better, to hopefully one day, to quote the First Lady, be best. So here it is, everybody. A phonograph recording that proves Ulysses S. Grant was from the North, maybe even the Northeast. Let's give it a listen.
General Grant, do you have anything to add? Yeah, kid. You tell them if they with us, the last thing this war is gonna be is civil.
It was a bit. He's from Ohio, but is there even an Ohio accent? I mean, if there is, somebody should tell J.D. Vance. Talked about how my fifth grade, my mom built my science diorama, and then my fifth grade science teacher grilled me about it. And they said, here's somebody wrote, of course your fifth grade teacher should have grilled you about your diorama. Your mom did a terrible job. Most obviously, your diorama had the wrong number of planets. Also, your planets were entirely out of scale. You had Jupiter, the largest planet, depicted as the same size as Mars, the second smallest planet. Finally, your planets were out of order. You had Venus orbiting closer to the sun than Mercury, and Pluto orbiting inside Uranus and Neptune. So all I can say to that is, that D+ is on you, Mom. He's a French teacher. He wasn't meant to do that. Scollins wrote an Amelia Earhart joke in Surprise Inspections. His joke was, today would have been pilot Amelia Earhart's 128th birthday if she had just asked a guy for directions. Shame on him. He's a bad person. But here's the thing that a lot of you said. She had a male navigator, which means on top of everything else, she was a terrible listener. Her navigator's name was Fred Noonan. And this is a true story. She was actually the only one who used him. Male pilots hated flying with him because anytime they were trying to line up like a difficult landing, all the people on the ground would yell, Noonan! Noonan! Somebody else said something. I forgot to print it up, so I'm going to read it on my phone. It was a comment about the Amelia Earhart joke. Give me 1 second. Watching with my mom, and when Amelia Earhart joke starts, my dear octogenarian mother, 8 arms, asks why is Seth showing a picture of himself? I give her the correction that it's a picture of Amelia Earhart. She says they look a lot alike. And then she laughed and laughed, so thank you. Laughs are hard to come by sometimes for her. She can still rock a cover-up, adding, Amelia was a handsome woman. I died. Well, I don't know if you're a mother and you watch corrections, but that would be what that would look like. We said steampunk when we meant to say cyberpunk. A bunch of you said I finally pronounced Duff Warrior right, and that was a big deal for us because, for those who know, that was a real catalyst error to the creation of corrections. I got a lot of praise, which meant a lot to me. Someone else said I still said it wrong, and I will never say it right, but, still progress. Many of you called bull on me taking the subway. I do still take the subway, not on show days. On show days, NBC sends a car, which is nice. I do have to share it with Al Roker, which I don't love. I love Al. I just don't like carpooling with him. Because like the whole time he's like, hey, you wanna know who's turning 100 tomorrow? Or he does this thing where he's just like, he'll look out the window the whole time, be like, huh? Until you're like, what? And he's like, yeah, just 85 and sunny. Just like I called it. So on non-show days, I do still take the subway. So, you might see me on the subway. And you'll know it's me because I'm the one who's always saying, isn't it cool that I do this? I saluted with both hands the other day. I did this, and then I did this. And many of you correctly observed that I panicked, that I'd done it wrong. I have not been that nervous since the first day of basic. Not basic training. I went to, back in I went to a all-white girls camp called Basic. And I was always nervous when I was there because it was no boys allowed, and so the whole summer I was trying to like ladybugs the situation. Interns don't remember the 1992 Rodney Dangerfield movie Ladybugs? No respect, no respect. I'll tell you, shoemaker. Oh. Yeah, anyway. I lasted only a couple days at Camp Basic, but it was so fun. Just making friendship scrunchies, drinking pumpkin spice lattes. I will say, when you go hiking, don't wear Uggs. We asked this question, is birdbane a scourge to cats or birds? And 18,000 of you voted, so we do appreciate that. Other was the big winner, however. We put other in there. Someone wrote in bird bang. Oh. Oh no, bird bang. I hope I haven't planted a seed in a man who sends us action figures. What's bird bang gonna look like? And SFW, I hope. Someone said, birdbane is not a scourge to cats or birds. Birdbane is a scourge to humor, and we don't care for that. That kind of comment. Someone, more than one, said birdbane is the enemy, obviously, of Bird Batman, which means that Bird Batman is the alter ego of Bird Bruce Wayne, which means that Bird Batman lives in Bird Wayne Manor, which of course means that Bird Batman's sidekick is human teenage boy. It tracks. Every now and then there's one I like the most and you guys don't go for it. Like last week, dots. Dots on the windows. Keep birds from crashing into it. My favorite one, got nothing. Nothing from anybody here. And nobody online jumped to my defense. All I'm saying is if you put little dots on your window, it's bad news. You have a bird flying in your window, what, once a year? And sure, that's jarring. Or every time you look out, it looks like 100 birds from far away are coming right at you. Someone suggested that the YouTube end card for the rest of the summer should be the opera singing iguana. And I think that's a good idea. And if we can pull that off, I think that would be nice. Oh, speaking of the opera singing iguana, he learned a new song. Can we bring up the key real quick? So today, the opera singer iguana came into my office and did this incredible song. And I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to show that to everybody. So the floor is yours, opera singing iguana. It's really fun. Very embarrassing. I apologize. Okay. I'm sorry. It was, we had planned on this, and I don't quite know what went wrong. So we can take that down, Alex. I had a bunch of fish puns last week in corrections, and someone wrote they were so bad it gave them mercury poisoning. We talked about how halibut eyes move from one side of their head. Like, so they start with two on each side, and then at one point, one of them moves over. I'm assuming when they're sleeping. I would just think they'd be easier to move if they were closed. It's like packing a bag. Come on, Shoemaker. That makes sense. Also, you don't want to. Anyway. Jackal said that 10% of halibut are left-headed, both eyes on the left side, which is similar to how many people are left-handed. I did some digging, and I found out that is definitely not true. What is true is this. If you were getting set up on a blind date and someone said, oh, not that this matters, but you should know they're left-headed, I don't think you go on that date. I said kookaburra. I was told by Australian jackals the correct pronunciation is duffaburra. All right, we talked a lot. We've had for weeks now. I have addressed animal flubs, and we have not done the animal flub song. That was an oversight. That was a mistake, which means it's time for Animal Flubs Flubs.
Animal flubs, animal flubs. Time to take a look at some animal flubs. From the bears to the bees to the baby bear cubs. It's time for animal flubs.
Yeah, you got us. We should have done it. This has been Animal Flubs Flubs.
Animal flubs.
Someone wrote, why do you think Trump has recently called out Colbert, Kimmel, and Fallon by name, but not you? I think it's obvious. He's a fan. I mean, not a closer look, obviously, but I think he's like, I like the Ben and Jermaine. But it's like early Letterman, Ben and Jermaine. And I like that they make space for it. It's not doing closer look numbers on YouTube, but they make space for it. We had an art card of a German tourist on the subway, and someone pointed out, like, it was like, hey, I don't want a German tourist showing me a map, asking me where to go. And someone's like, do they carry around maps of Germany? They carry around maps in New York. They don't carry around a map of the place they came from. They're not like, yes, hello, does the F train stop at the Matterhorn? And I know that's not in Germany. We got a new, Daryl sent in something. All right, I do think it's worth it. I'll be right back.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. Send me a kiss by wire. Baby, my heart's on fire. If you refuse me, honey, you lose me. Then you'll be left alone. Oh, baby, telephone and tell me I'm your own.
Are you here to sing? They'd love it. Get him out of here. Daryl, our man Daryl, maybe his finest work yet, because this is a fast turnaround from the story. We talked about Jim stepping on a paparazzi's foot. And the paparazzi guy said he was going to punch Jim in the face, and Jim said, wait here for 10 minutes. Because he had to get Vanessa Kirby upstairs. Well, check that out. Check that out. And this is, I mean, Jim's going to love this because he's a huge action figure collector. I can't tell you how many times Jim's like, I need tomorrow off. The new G.I. Joes are coming out. They got the new G.I. Joes. They got multiple arm positions. And John's always like, you got to see his collection set. I mean, everything. They're all in the boxes still. Everything they got. You got DC, he's got Marvel. He got the Battlestar, the old one, the new one. Someone said, I think Andy Samberg hasn't been answering his phone because he's gone to Bollywood, and there was a YouTube link. And I'm like, all right. Someone thinks someone in a Bollywood movie looks a little bit like Andy Samberg, obviously. And I clicked the link, and all right. Take a look. Let me know what you think. You know. It is if you like said like AI show me what Andy Samberg would look like in a Bollywood movie, but it's like that it was not comedy, right? Like I feel like if Andy was in a Bollywood movie, it would have to be like more broad, you know, like maybe like this. रहते हुआ के जो तुम पास मेरे थम जाए पलिए वहीं बस मैं ये सोचूं सोचूं मैं थम जाए पलिए पास मेरे जब हो तुम सोचूं मैं थम जाए पलिए पास मेरे जब हो तुम. Yeah, that's him. All right. I have been trying to call Andy for a month, basically, to ask him what was Nick Cage's most iconic line in Captain Corelli's Mandolin. A lot of people, like, in the comments are like, he's icing me. He's not icing me. We text every day. Like, I cannot tell you how much we communicate. I mean, mostly he's just texting me to tell me, you know, he got Queen Bee and Spelling Bee. So, like, lines of communication are open between he and I when he's, like, gloating, but I need something from him. Seals the door. Still, we're trying one more time here and see what we can do, you know, because after this, you know, it's summertime. I think people might not be as interested as they are right now, which is very. All right, no answer. But here's the thing. Excuse me. I'm a little sick of my friend ignoring me. I wasn't willing to risk it, so wait. All right, hold on. I did say, Andy, I need you to record a video just in case. Whoa! I blew it. All right, here, we'll try it again. There you can see. All right.
Which one of you touched my mandolin?
Worth the wait? Well, you guys, I just want to say something real quick, a genuine moment, if you will. I asked for that iguana thing at 8 minutes before the show started. And everybody here pulled it off. And I just want to say, like, you know, when someone is, you know, accepting the Emmy for short form, you should all be thanked by name. And I just got to make sure I can convince Fallon, Kimmel, or Desi Lydic to do that. Thrive in my absence.